Daniel's 9:21. Go back to Acts. Give me Acts Give me Acts the 10th chapter and the 9th verse.
Acts 10 verse 9. On the morrow, as they went on their journey, and drew nigh unto the city, Peter went up upon the housetop to pray about the 6th hour.
Right. So now the 6th hour is 12 o'clock at noon. Mm-hmm. So when Peter was praying at 12 o'clock at noon, all right, go ahead.
And he became very hungry.
So now, hold that, right, and go to read what you got now in Daniel's.
Daniel's chapter 9, verse 21. Yea, whilst I was speaking in prayer, even the man Gabriel, whom I had seen in the vision at the beginning, being caused to fly swiftly, touched me about the time of the evening oblation.
Right, so this is the evening oblation, which is, the evening oblation began at
3 o'clock.
At 3 o'clock. So Peter was praying at 12 o'clock. So you had 3 oblations. You had evening, morning, and at noon. Okay. So now go back to Acts the 10th chapter, the 9th verse.
On the morrow, as they went on their journey, and drew nigh unto the city, Peter went up upon the housetop to pray about the 6th hour. And he became very hungry, and would have eaten, but while they made ready, he fell into a trance.
Now this is a heavy part right here within the scripture. Now you got to skip down and let me see. I'll find the verse. Okay, read verse 30.
And Cornelius said, 4 days ago I was fasting until this hour.
Until this hour, go ahead.
And at the 9th hour I prayed in my house, and behold, a man stood before me in bright clothing.
Right, so now this is what you have to, this is where you get spiritual with the scriptures, right? What is Cornelius doing?
He's praying in the evening oblation.
But what is he doing though? He's fasting, right? Fasting. So now when you read about Peter, when he's praying, what happens to Peter?
He was fasting.
He wasn't fasting. Peter wasn't fasting.
Well, he was hungry.
He became hungry.
Right.
So what is that showing you? It's showing you that Peter, like they like linked up in the spirit.
Right.
Meaning he began to feel.
He was fasting, and Peter was starving because he was feeling what Cornelius was feeling.
Exactly. There you go. You know what I'm saying? Peter felt the hunger of Cornelius. You understand? So he felt that. Remember, Cornelius he's fasting and praying. You know what I'm saying? And fasting and he's hungry. So when he's praying,
and it happened simultaneously.
Right. It happened around the same time. So now while he's praying, he has his hunger, and Peter feels that same hunger. If you fasted, if you fast like 1 day fast, like from evening into evening, it's really difficult, right? But you get used to it. You know what I'm saying? It's really not that. By the time by the time the next day come, like you straight.
Right.
You be like, man, I can do it for a couple more days.
Right.
Well, try doing it for a couple days. You know what I'm saying? I would like try fasting, cause this is how I'll do it. I'll fast like for 3 days straight. You know what I'm saying? But I'll fast for 2 days, and then the third day I might drink a little bit of water. You know what I'm saying? But see how your stomach feel then. You know what I'm saying? Like your stomach be eating itself, man. Like you start eating yourself, okay? And this is what Cornelius was going through. When you eat a lot, you eat every day, and then you might you might not eat for like 4 hours or whatever. Or if you wake, like you might go to sleep and then you forget to eat breakfast or whatever. You don't eat till like 3, 4 o'clock at night or whatever. You feel your stomach start like growling and you know what I'm saying. But try fasting. That's just missing a couple of hours. Try missing 48 hours. You know what I'm saying, and see how your stomach begins to eat itself basically. You know what I'm saying? And this is what Cornelius was doing. And this is what Peter felt, that damn hunger, man. You know, the hunger of Cornelius. So now go back to Acts. Acts the, what was that, 10?
10:30.
10 verse. Go ahead, yeah, finish 30 off and then we'll go back. Go ahead.
31. And said, Cornelius, thy prayer is heard, and thine alms are had in remembrance in the sight of the Most High.
Right. So now go back to Acts 10 verse 5.
And now send men to Joppa, and call for one Simon, whose surname is Peter.
Right. Go ahead.
He lodgeth with one Simon, a tanner.
Right, a tanner. A tanner means this is a brother that he dealt with leather. He dealt with hides and tanned leathers. You know. Go ahead.
Whose house is by the seaside. He shall tell thee what thou oughtest to do.
Right, and it said whose house is by the seaside. And you know, back in the ancient world, you had certain dyes that came from the sea. You know, specifically purple dyes. They came from the sea. Okay, go ahead.
And when the angel which spake unto Cornelius was departed, he called 2 of his household servants and a devout soldier of them that waited on him continually. And when he had declared all these things unto them, he sent them to Joppa. On the morrow, as they went on their journey and drew nigh unto the city, Peter went up upon the housetop to pray about the 6th hour. And he became very hungry.
Right, go ahead.
And would have eaten. But while they made ready, he fell into a trance. And he saw heaven open, and a certain vessel descending unto him, as it had been a great sheet knit at the 4 corners. Right,
stop. So this certain vessel, excuse me, this certain vessel is referring to the 12 tribes of Israel. Excuse me. Give me the book of Psalms, 31 verse 12. The certain vessel that was knit at the 4 corners is referring to the 12 tribes of Israel. And when it says that it was knit at the 4 corners, is referring to the Israelites being scattered throughout the 4 corners of the earth. I mean, this breakdown is so simple. It's so easy to get. A lot of you brothers are just, you know, you're rebellious. You're, you know, you just don't want to humble yourself to the scripture, man. You know, you don't want to put away your pride and acknowledge, yeah, Cornelius was an Israelite. Just acknowledge it. I mean, what's the big deal about him being an Edomite that you so stuck on him being a damn Edomite, man? Read on.
Psalms chapter 30 verse 12. I am forgotten as a dead man out of mind. I am like a broken vessel.
Right. See, I am forgotten as a dead man out of mind. I am like a broken vessel. This is talking about the Israelites again. It says, and saw heaven open, and a certain vessel, a broken vessel. This is Israel. This vessel is Israel, the 12 tribes of Israel, in their wickedness. All right. Go to the book of 2 Timothy, the 2nd chapter and the 21st verse.
2 Timothy 2 verse 24.
And let me read Psalms again. Psalms 31 verse 12. It says, I am forgotten as a dead man out of mind. Because that's what happened to Israel, the lost sheep of the house of Israel. We're forgotten. We're forgotten people. It says, I am like a broken vessel. We're a broken vessel. That's why the Most High said they have hewn them out cisterns, broken cisterns that can hold no water. Go ahead, read what you got.
And the servant of the Most High must not strive, but be gentle unto all men.
That's 2 Timothy's
Yeah.
2:21.
Oh, 21, sorry.
Yeah.
2 Timothy 2 verse 21. If a man therefore purge himself from these, he shall be a vessel unto honor.
Right, he shall be a vessel unto honor. What has become of Israel? What is this vision detailing? This is talking about Israel being a vessel unto dishonor. Right, they're that broken vessel. In the vision of Peter, the certain vessel that was being let down, knit at the four corners of the earth, or knit at the four corners, was referring to the Israelites being a broken vessel, being a dishonorable vessel. Okay, go ahead.
Sanctified and meet for the master's use.
Right, sanctified and meet for the master's use. That's the righteous. That's the vessel that we're supposed to be. But what was the vessel that Peter saw? He didn't see that. He saw the vessel of corruption. He saw that broken vessel. All right, go back to Acts.
Acts 10 verse 11. And I saw heaven open, and a certain vessel descending unto him, as it had been a great sheet knit at the four corners, and let down to the earth.
Right, give me Kings. 1 Kings 14 verse 15.
First Kings chapter 14 verse 15. For the Lord shall smite Israel as a reed is shaken in the water, and he shall root up Israel out of this good land.
Right. That's what happened to Israel. We was rooted up out of the good land, out of Israel, out of Jerusalem. Go ahead.
Which he gave to their fathers, and shall scatter them beyond the rivers.
Right, we was scattered to the four corners of the earth. Go ahead.
Because they have made their groves, provoking the Lord to anger.
Right, we committed sins, and the Most High got angry at Israel, so he scattered us to the winds. He scattered us to the four corners of the earth, north, east, south, and west. Is there more?
And he shall give Israel up because of the sins of Jeroboam, who did sin, and who made Israel to sin.
Right, he said he shall give Israel up. He gave us up for an adoption. He gave us up, man. Look, y'all ain't my sons no more. Gave up on us. All right? Go to Isaiah. Isaiah 11:12. In this vision that Peter saw, it was the whole vision had symbolism and meaning. And Peter didn't understand what it meant. And it's going to show you that he didn't understand. But he eventually understood. Go ahead.
Isaiah 11 verse 12. And he shall set up an ensign for the nations.
Right, this is talking about Yahushua. What nations is talking about? It's talking about the Israelites that are scattered among the nations. Read.
And shall assemble the outcasts of Israel.
Right, because we've been outcast of Israel. We've been outcast from Jerusalem, from our homeland. We was outcast from our nationality, our culture, our language, our God. Go ahead.
And gathered together the dispersed of Judah.
Right, the dispersed of Judah. They've been dispersed throughout the four corners of the earth. When you look up into the sky, right, and you see planes go by and you see the smoke coming out, they're dispersing what they call chemtrails. Right, those are chemical trails, chemtrails. Have nothing to do with flying airplanes, but they're using dispersing mechanisms to just shoot it out into the atmosphere, wherever it may go. Well, that's what happened with Israel and with Judah. The Most High dispersed us. Okay? Meaning he sent us away. Go ahead.
From the four corners of the earth.
Right, we was in the four corners of the earth. Just like we just read in Acts, where it said it was a great sheet with a certain vessel within this sheet knit at the four corners. The four corners is going into the prophecy of Israel being scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. Read on.
In Acts?
No, and
That's it.
it was there more?
No, that's it.
Okay, yeah, that's good. That's good in there. Go ahead, go back to Acts. No, read Ezekiel. Let's get Ezekiel, the 12th chapter and the 15th verse. Ezekiel 12:15.